Well, Easter weekend. Happy Easter, Ryan. Before Easter starts, I'll give you a pre-Easter greeting, and that was it.
I just remembered it just an hour ago.
Did you?
That's why I text you.
We're doing a speed show because Ryan has Easter preparations. He's a very religious man.
Yeah, sure. Sure.
That's how that works. You hear a mic
I have to
adjustment, but go ahead.
I can't do it Thursday or Friday because I've got to work. So tonight's my only night to get all the crap ready. So I have to go and do that tonight.
We are in the midst of the giant trophy season for Ryan's business. So we're trying to squeeze in these shows. If it's not one thing, it's another.
Yep. This is my crazy time, dude.
And right now, it's another.
It's ridiculous.
Go ahead.
You're home.
I am home. I'm back. My season is pretty much over, so now we can resume doing regular shows at regular times on regular equipment.
The last few sucked.
I know. That's why they were titled that way.
Fucking sucked.
Two losers holding hands in Loserville.
That was just awful. It was ridiculous.
I know.
It's just not worth doing it.
Well, that's why we took the week off.
Right. We should. We should take a year. We should take a couple weeks off, figure it out, and then quit.
We figured out exactly how to be successful. Now we're done. We don't need the success part. We just need to know how to do it.
Well, it's weird because the first couple times we did that, it was okay.
Yeah.
And then the last couple, same stuff, your same computers, same program on mine, same everything, other than I guess the strength of your internet at the hotel you were at.
That's right, Dr. Technology.
It was awful.
Yeah, the delay was sickening. It was at some. I mean, you guys wouldn't know,
right? Yeah, you guys can't hear. But like when I would be listening to Jerry talk, I only heard, "Hello, Ether." That's all I would hear. I wouldn't know when you were done. I wouldn't know what the fuck you were saying.
Right.
And then I guess I wasn't cutting out with you. I was on a delay with you, right? So like you were hearing me like 5 seconds after I said something.
Same thing. We had a spread of about. It was even bigger than that at times. There was a few times. See, I'd line them up in the editing program, and then I'd listen for your headphones to hear my voice crack through on the loud parts, and I'd line up my audio with that. Sometimes it was 10, 12 seconds off. So I would say something, and you're like, blah, 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 and then just stop because I talked.
Right.
But I'm actually answering the question that was before.
Right. Right.
It was so stupid.
Or I would say something, and there'd be dead air from you because you're listening to what I'm saying as I'm done saying it, expecting you to talk.
Right.
Oh, it was just...
It was
terrible.
You know, my thought process is, hold on. First time. Got a phone call. We'll be right back. And we're back.
So anyways.
Okay. I was going to let you know that whole problem with all the technology, there's a simple solution to that, actually. We just need to get everybody to quit fucking us. That's all. The world will be great.
I mean, I just don't understand why it worked the first couple times and not the last couple times.
Well, you said it yourself. Bandwidth.
Is that it?
Yeah.
So the hotel had like the lowest possible, I don't even know how it's fucking rated, gigabytes or whatever the fuck it is.
Let's just say that the one hotel that we started on was great. It was broadband, and this one is dial-up, the next hotel.
Oh, okay.
So it was just screwing us. Can you imagine if we had the video turned on too? No, it would never work. I just see a vague shape, the ghost of what Ryan Wilson used to be.
I see dead pixels.
But here we are again with the good stuff. And
you forgot my headphones, you dick.
I know. I forgot his
We're not even fucking doing it right, and we're in the same room.
Well, yeah. Well, at least we're in the original room, though.
We are. We are.
So this is good.
Listen, what we're trying to say is we're just never going to be good at this, so don't fucking expect much from us, people.
You're trying to get them to share or not share. What's wrong with you? We could be good at this.
People love sharing imperfection.
They do.
Every Facebook bullshit post is, some guy imperfection.
It's all just, what do they call it? Fails.
Yeah, fails. Right, epic fails.
They're just going to post the link to all of our shows.
That should be our name of the show.
Epic fails.
Epic fail.
The epic fail show.
G4 already did a spot called that, so we can't steal it.
You watched G4?
I used to watch G4. It's not on anymore, right?
No. Well, they changed the name to G4. At first, it was called something else. What was it called? Tech TV or something like that? Then they changed it to G4.
I mean, it got real big for a while.
Yeah, because they had that
liked
show.
That channel. The
Revenge of the Show or the Return of the Show.
Right.
Yeah.
Something like that. And that got really big.
Yeah, and then they had the girl on there, and everybody was in love with the girl.
Well, the Playboy. Well, the co-host.
Yeah, the girl, yeah.
But then there was the blonde girl who was like their on-spot reporter, or she did side stories or whatever.
That'd be a correspondent.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Right. She started as a correspondent, but then she ended up being the co-host, the blonde Playboy girl.
Okay, all right. I didn't know she was on Playboy.
Yes, she was a Playboy girl.
Yeah, that was a good show.
But it was a great show. And
it was 3 hours a day, too. Looks like neither one of us watched it enough because our internet show sucked.
Who was the other young guy? He was like the tech guy that always gave updates and stuff. He's a part-time comedian. His dad was a professional bowler.
Well, I know who you're talking about. He had black hair. He's a skinny little guy, right?
Not black hair.
Oh, well, then I'm thinking of the host guy then.
Yeah, you're thinking of the host.
Yeah. We're prepared for everything on this show. We know everybody's names.
No, I know.
Kevin Hardwick?
Hardwick!
Okay.
Right. Is that his name, Kevin?
I don't know. I was just what popped to mind.
Chris Hardwick.
Chris Hardwick. Okay.
Right, because his dad was a PBA Hall of Famer, actually. But now he's got some show floating around out there, a YouTube show or something, based on the same thing. The Nerdy Dude or something like that.
Should be. They were good at it.
He has great technical reports on all the new stuff out. You would probably love it because you're into all that stuff. But I just like watching it because it was a cool network, man. They did lots of cool things.
Yeah. Then they turned it into the video game channel.
They started with the Ninja Warrior stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Now it's blown up to where NBC carries it now.
That was later on when it was G4.
Right. That's what I'm talking about when it was G4.
The very first incarnation of it, and I don't know, it might have been sponsored by CNET. It was a long time ago, and all they did was computer talk, and that was it. They didn't even do that much video gaming talk. They did computer gaming sometimes, but they didn't do console gaming, as far as I remember. But they'd do the show 5 days a week, and it was 3 hours a day, just like a radio show would be.
Right.
It was just good.
Oh, I loved it.
It was the opposite of this.
Right. I loved it. They that's how I got turned on to the Ninja Warrior thing. Because they were covering it when it was like just the Japan Ninja Warrior thing. And next thing you know, the hosts of the shows were going over there every year doing it. Now, NBC's got it.
Yeah, American.
And they're doing their whole
Ninja
American
Warrior
thing, then sending 10 Americans over there. Yeah. And it's got its start on G4.
They can be successful. They can have a living doing Ninja Warrior, but we can't do this.
Right.
Let's talk about business, because you're slammed with business right now. And the big topic of the week, and I don't know what's going to happen by the time this airs on Friday, but
it's 2 days from now. What the fuck can happen?
If a gay couple came in and wanted bowling balls for their wedding, would you sell them to them?
What are you talking? I'm doing a show with a fucking gay guy. What are you talking about?
Well, I guess the answer is that's the big news because of the Indiana law that says
I don't know it.
People,
I don't watch the news or anything. So what's going on?
The big news is that the governor of Indiana signed into law the Religious Protection Act, or some variation on those words, that say, you know what? We're allowed now to turn away gay people because it violates our religion in business somehow.
All right. I did read a bit on this, and it's not that I'm taking the other side.
What's the other side?
But
there is no other side.
No. But how this all got started. Now, of course, making a law is probably too far. But how it all got started was the bakery.
Well, that was in Colorado, but that's probably what tipped him off.
The bakery that said, no, we don't want to make the cake for the gay wedding.
Yeah.
Instead of just going to another bakery,
right,
the gay couple sued the bakery, putting them out of business, instead of just going to another fucking bakery.
Right.
You know, I mean, like Woodland, where where my second shop is, if you're, if they don't want you there, they can tell you to go away. You go to another bowling alley.
Yeah.
You know,
if you're not wearing a shirt, you're not wearing shoes, or you're drunk stumbling around the
Right.
place, but can they go, hey, you're gay, get out of here because we don't like because you're gay?
I don't know. I remember again, I'm not supporting it, but I'm just saying, I remember growing up seeing signs in every place I went. We reserve the right to refuse service to anyone. It's their little business. They can say yes or no, take the money or not take the money. It's their call. It's their business.
Yeah, but you have to look at what they can and can't do. One of the things that they have never been able to do is to say, we reserve the right to refuse service because you're black, or because you're gay, or because you're a woman, or because you like bowling. That's the whole thing, is that the excuse for refusing service is
Right.
not a legitimate thing that you need to refuse service for.
Right. So they shouldn't have said we're Catholic. We're not going to make a cake for a gay wedding. They should have just said we don't have the
They could
means.
do a workaround, but here's a
Right.
couple of different angles to think about too. If you want to have religion mixed in with your business, which makes no sense whatsoever, because as far as I know, Jesus is turning over the tables of the money changers and not saying, hey, you should hoard a whole bunch of cash. But you can be religious and own a business, but you are also operating in the public commons of the town. You can, though, structure your business to be a religious business and operate it any way you want to. But they don't want to do that because they don't want to lose any business either. They just want to lose the gay business. But there's a whole bunch of different angles on this. The whole thing is that it's silly. And, all right, here's the two sides. One side says they should let the free market take care of it. If the customers find out that they don't serve gay people,
Right.
then they'll just the customers will just boycott, and then the people will be out of business for that stupid choice.
Right.
The other side is we just need to have that included in the same way you can't refuse service because people are black. They shouldn't refuse service because people are gay too, and so we want that to be spelled out. But those are really the two sides. What's actually happening now in Indiana is a pizza place went on the record on the news and said, we're not going to serve pizzas to gay weddings either if they come in. And now you should see their Yelp. It is chock full of hilarious reviews about their pizza place. It's just undescribably funny. And how many people are boycotting them.
I think it's
Bad
stupid to go
reviews.
out and say why.
That's what I mean. This whole thing is stupid.
I mean,
it's just like, hey, I hate gay people, so I'm not going to serve you. It's nonsense anyway. It shouldn't even be part of business.
It shouldn't, but I'm not. People think the way they think, and that's fine with me. But you got to have the common sense to not fucking say
Yeah.
it.
And people can think whatever they want.
I mean,
you can sit around and hate anybody
There's a
you
lot
want.
of
We
people
have the right
that I
to do
don't
that.
that I don't take care of in here, and I just label it all under. I think you're a jerk. I'm not fucking taking care of you.
Shh, you're going to hurt your business.
It's hurting already.
Well, there are assholes that come in,
Good
and you
God.
have the right to refuse the service because they're an asshole.
The other city that I used to be in,
Mm-hmm.
probably one of the more racist cities around our area.
Yes.
You just didn't say it, but there were people in my own mall where I used to be that didn't serve certain people.
Right.
You didn't say it, but it was like, it was just like an underlying thing. It's still out there. It sucks that it is, but
Yeah.
but they didn't just put a sign up, we don't serve black people or gay people,
Right.
I'm not telling anyone what to think, but there's
Neither am I.
there's
You can
better
think whatever
ways.
you want.
There's better ways to get around it than being dumb enough to say I'm not serving you because you're gay. Oh my God! If you think that's going to get you good publicity,
Yeah.
you're wrong.
And what self-respecting gay couple is going to order pizza for their wedding reception anyway?
All wedding receptions have it at the end of the night to soak up the booze.
Oh,
they
that's
drink
a good
lots
point.
of. They drink,
I was thinking of the entree.
they drink lots of frou-frou cocktails.
Here we go, right down the road. Well, that was the news of the week so far, and I'm glad to see that you're not going to kick gay people out of your bowling shop.
No.
Because, for one, gay people don't bowl. But, see, look at me, stereotyping, just like everybody else.
That's right.
I don't know. Do you ever run into gay bowlers?
Yes. You want to know a story?
Sure. As long as it's not going to hurt the show or your business.
Fuck. Listen, the show's hurting worse than my business, so then no damage can be done. You can't ruin a burning building, brother. I I used to do awards for the Motor City, and I cannot remember the name of it, the Motor City Club or something like that.
Okay.
It was, if you remember Clover Lanes, the big gigantic double hump place on 96 there.
Yeah,
It's like
big gigantic
it's like
super bowling
80,
alley.
yeah, it's like 80 lanes. They would fill that place once a year
Yeah.
with their big giant tournament. All gay people.
Oh, okay. So it was like a gay bowling
Zillions.
event. Yeah.
I would do, they got hundreds of dollars worth of awards. Oddly enough, not even a joke, a kid that I grew up with was the president, and yes, his name was Pete Fanny.
You just said his name.
The fuck you want me to say? His shoe size?
I don't know. We're going to have a special guest come on.
He was a good dude.
Next show, we're going to have a special guest come on to tell you how you shouldn't be giving away so much information on the show.
Oh, fucking shut up. He's a good dude. I don't know what happened to him, but they used to get, I mean, it was like a $600-700 order every year, and I would go and deliver them, and they had like the men's side and the women's side, and it was just, they were just open, all out, doing their thing. That's great. I had no problem. Thanks for the business. That's great. They were actually way nicer people than my normal fucking customers who suck.
And there you go. There's where we ruin the business. Yeah, I mean, it's a stupid thing, and let's be frank. Both you and I both know that everybody's allowed to think whatever they want to think. Everybody can sit in their house with a Confederate flag wrapped around their shoulders, hating anybody they want to hate, or they can sit in their house and hate Christians if they want to.
Right, there's a lot of people that do that.
You're right. You could have anybody's allowed to do anything, and I'm all for that. That's the First Amendment. The one thing I just don't like is the whole, I don't feel like taking your money. So fuck you.
Are you kidding me?
I said online today, I go,
I'd take anybody's money.
People say, these business owners, you're trying to take away their liberty by telling them that they can't discriminate against people, and I'm going, really? Are you saying to me that taking away gay people's liberty through your bigotry is a liberty in itself? No, it's anti-liberty. And for the big part is that you're operating in the public. You have a public business. It's not a private business. It's open to the public.
Well, yeah,
so that's the same thing as running into town square and screaming, "Get the fuck away from me, everybody!"
I mean, yeah, there's normal. What am I thinking of? There's proper ways to get around it and say things.
Yes. You could do it many different ways.
You know, for God's sakes.
You can run a private business by having memberships. And then you're a private club. You can turn away anybody you want to.
Right.
You know, and a lot of people get past the liquor laws by doing that. Things like that.
Right.
You know?
They could have simply said we're booked that weekend or anything.
Yeah, they could have done that. They could have said, yeah, we ran out of vanilla icing.
Here's a number for the place down the street. Whatever. They could have just got out of it that way.
Yep. We're overbooked. We can't
That's
take care
fine.
of you.
You don't like gay people. That's fine. But how can you be that stupid to say it out loud and not think that your business is going to get hurt by it? I mean, there's other ways to get around it.
Yeah, that's true. But here we are sitting in good old-fashioned Garden City, Michigan. People think that we're in bowling lanes.
No.
And I'm surprised they don't notice that there's no crashing of pins going on. But,
like I said, we could always do it from the Woodland shop one day, and then that's all they're going to hear.
Yeah, we could do like extra shows. You know what? There's been a calling for a show that you and I have talked about since the very first day.
Really, a calling?
Yes, there's
Oh,
been
man.
requests.
How did I miss that?
Multiple, because you don't pay any attention. You're too busy. Nobody contacts you and tells you what they want to see or hear on the
No.
deal. But this is the thing, and I think you might like this one. Everybody has been asking for the drunk show.
Oh, yeah. You know what? It's funny. I was thinking about that
Yeah, and we should do
a
that
couple
at
weeks
some point.
ago.
Yeah.
Alcohol kills me now, but I could squeeze out one night if I have nothing to do the next day.
Yeah, I told these people, too, that the funny thing is the original idea that I showed up to your house with, that, we really didn't talk about it too much, but when I started the whole thing with, not when I started, when we started, is what I mean. But in my mind, I was thinking, what we should do is we should only do the show after we have 3 beers and just call the show After 3 Beers.
Right.
And just start going with that.
Right.
But I think we should do that and I figured it could be like a Saturday night when you're in town because you don't work Sunday morning.
Right.
And we could do do like an extended show, and we could have a few pre-drinks and then fire it up and do it and see what happens.
It'd be, I'm
the weeks
guessing
to
it'd
come.
be offensive.
Well, and that'd be the fun part. In fact,
Oh,
we
yeah,
should do
I've
it
got no
live
problem with
so we can't edit it.
It'd be an hour of me hearing you say, and we shouldn't say that, and you shouldn't say, fucking shut up, I'm drunk, fuck you.
Yeah, who knows what information we might get out of Ryan then? His social security number will pop
Right,
out. You know,
right.
you know, I was going down to the DMV last week to show him my social security number, which is 3622221.
No one wants to be me. They'd give my identity right back. We can't even buy gum with your identity. You have it.
No one wants to be me.
I'll go back and be the guy that's got 5 years in the county pen.
My identity was stolen and promptly returned.
Promptly returned. Same day.
Unscratched.
Same day.
In fact, it improved a little
Right,
bit
my
because it was
credit
in someone
report
else's
went
hands.
up 10 points when that guy took it. Jesus.
Yeah, that'd
Terrible.
be fun. A drunk show.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
Speaking of
last week or
drunk,
something like that.
do people drink on Easter? Is that something that happens?
Well, we used to drink every day, and
Now,
now
let's think about family. Let's not think about you in your
no,
20s.
I don't have any family left, so no.
Like when
I'll
you were
vote
younger,
no.
what would the Easter routine consist of?
Nah, no drinking.
Right. There wasn't in my house either. There wasn't a party like that.
No. Well, even when I was older, there wasn't. We'd go to my brother's and eat, and that was it.
So it's not like Christmas.
No, and we never even had that. We didn't do. It was usually the holidays were always me and Randy cooking for everyone, and
No, but they didn't break out the bottles of wine or that kind of stuff.
nope.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. A lot of Christmas parties, people have family Christmas parties, and it's full of booze.
Oh yeah,
But Easter, not so much.
yeah. Tom's family Christmas party on New Year's Eve, which you should try to go with me this year. That is off the hook.
Here in town?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
He comes
where at his
in
dad's place?
to one of his cousins or something on Marquette and Wayne area.
I'll bring my whole family.
It's ridiculous. Oh, anyone is invited. Anyone. I mean,
Well, yeah, if I brought my family, Tom's family wouldn't care. They'd be like, sure. Yeah.
no. Last year I brought Jordan. The last couple of years I brought Jordan and whatnot. But it's off the hook, and it goes late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't do a lot on New Year's Eve as we get older. Now we find ourselves kind of hanging around. In fact, I'm out of
Christmas Eve.
town.
I said New Year's Eve. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Christmas Eve.
Oh, yeah. Well, we've got our family party on Christmas Eve. But really, New Year's Eve sucks for me because I'm usually out of town. I was in Boston this year. And
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's part of that trade-off.
No, my New Year's days are done. I mean, I had the big New Year's things way back in the day when I
Yes,
used to
you did.
throw all the big giant parties, and
You might have made $20 too.
I made a lot of money doing it. I made a lot of money doing
Buy a
it.
bunch of booze, sell admission.
Yep.
Everybody wants to hang
There
out
was
with
always
you.
over 100 people.
Pay to hang out with you.
Yeah, there was always over 100 people. Up
Damn
to
shame they don't pay to
150.
listen to the show.
Paying 20, 25 a head back in the day. I had the catered food, the bartender, the DJ, and we made a big chunk of money. I don't talk to any of them anymore, hardly. I don't talk to hardly anybody.
Why? They found out how much money you made off?
Yeah. No, but not, the drinking thing, that was fun. Those were fun times. But it just tears me up now.
I only do it once a
My gut is so fucking ulcer ridden. I just
If it's
can't
even
do it,
once
dude.
a month, then that shock me. For me, especially through the season, I don't really drink it off. I get to go home, I might.
Yeah,
do
right.
something like that. But
Well, it's hard for you out on the road because you have to get up at
all
crazy.
those guys drink.
Oh, yeah, right.
All those idiots who are listening right now drink.
Yeah.
Because a lot of listeners are from the shows out there, whether they be product specialists or guys that set
Yeah.
them up or whatever. And I'll pay for that probably. All those idiots are drunks.
Are drunks.
Right. Except for Jim.
And you just go back to the
Just
room
in case
and
Jim's wife is listening, I don't want to think that Jim Broderick is a drunk. He's not.
you just go back to the room and hang out there, eh?
Watch Twilight Zone on Netflix.
Wow.
What the heck was I was watching all kind. I watched the other day when I was sitting around in the hotel room. I watched 3 episodes of Behind the Music.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Here's the
Yeah.
mixture. This will make you laugh. Jim Croce, followed by Megadeth and Pantera.
Oh, okay.
I thought that's weird, eclectic taste in music.
Hey, Dave Mustaine from Megadeth was a guest on Hell's Kitchen last night.
Was he really? I'm not a fan of his, and I can't get past this weird crybaby shit that he does. I got kicked out of Metallica.
He doesn't do that anymore.
Well, he did all the way up until the Behind the Music
It's been
remastered.
20 years of Megadeth, who right now is...
Tell him that. Watch Behind the Music.
I did. I watched it.
He was even complaining about it when he was just recently on tour with them.
See, I think you're crazy because...
He talks about it in the interview. He's going, I still go on stage and I'm still looking.
Did you just watch the Rock Icon? The Rock Icon, it's on Saturday
nights. No, I said
nights.
Behind the Music. I didn't say Rock Icon.
Because they just said that, they just had that, and he was like, he understood why they gave him the boot out of Metallica.
Yeah, but he was still saying, let me rephrase, because he did understand why, and he agreed with it, but he was still given the whiny, that should be my band.
Oh, yeah,
I'd look out on stage and I'd think that should be mine, and I'm thinking to myself, you idiot, you were part of that group.
Right.
And they became big. You started your very own group, and you became huge.
Right.
You're the singer. You're the guy writing everything. You're the key, and you're just as big as Metallica, and you're bitching that you're not part of that group. Cut it out. That's like saying my band sucks. I should have been in that one.
When he got all straightened out, I mean, he was a big part of MTV there for a while with he was like the on-scene reporter for Rock. He was the correspondent for Rock the Vote and all that stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like his voice either. Hey there, how are you? Yeah. It's just so contrived. Listen to my scary voice.
He plays so good, though.
Yeah, he plays great.
God.
Turn off that stupid cartoon evil voice. Stop it.
I'm not a fan of those Rock Icon shows that they just started.
Hey, Mom, I wanted to call you up on your birthday to scare you.
They're so short. And they cram like an entire career into 21 minutes.
They do have the remastered ones. Have you seen
those? Not the ones you're talking were
go an hour and
different
a half.
Right. These little Rock Icon things that they're doing on Saturday night now. They've done Ann Wilson. They've done Ted Nugent. They've done Nikki Sixx. They've done Dave Mustaine. They've done.
I get the idea. They've done a lot of people.
But it's so. Like, they miss so much because they only got 21 minutes with the commercials, and they're cramming like all 30-year careers into 21 minutes. You're missing. You've seen so much on these people before. You're like, well, wait a minute, what happened to all that happened in here?
Right. Oh, welcome to Rock Icons. Bob Marley wrote a whole lot of songs and then he died.
They died. Thank you.
Right.
Next week's guest. Not a fan. I taped the first few and then I stopped. I'm like, oh my God, this is fucking pointless.
Well, yeah, but I still like to watch all those rockumentaries.
Those are good ones.
That's the ones that you can find freely on YouTube. Watch MTV sue me for that. But anyway,
I still watch that metal show. That's still a good show. You should watch those.
I just like to see the whole story about it. I even watched this really dumb one about Eminem the other day too. Eminem, and it was on a show called like AKA Eminem, and it was piss poor, shitty, like super shitty documentary. But they had interviews with all these people, and you could tell this is not like what MTV would show because these people are just. They're family members and stuff, and they're like shit talking. Right. And I'm going, nah, this can't be credible.
Right.
I'm Uncle So-and-so, and they all end up at the end, they start recapping how many of these people were suing Eminem.
Yeah.
Trying to get some cash out of them.
No, I do like that metal show. It's not a documentary but it's a very informative show.
Who's the comic that's on that?
There's two.
What's their names?
Jim Florentine and Don
Jim
Jamieson.
Florentine. I like Jim Florentine. That guy's good.
He is good.
I don't watch the show, obviously.
He was even in an episode of Girls.
Was he?
He had a cameo.
Because Colin Quinn was in Girls, too, which I remember hearing him talk about it on the Opie and Anthony
Florentine
show.
Was on a season or two ago. And he had a quick little scene where the main couple on the show is messing around and he socks one of them in the face. He's on real quick, but it's they're real fans and they really know what they're talking about, and it's a really good talk show. It's I like that show quite a bit.
Good. I liked Colin Quinn on Girls too because he goes through that big rant with the girl.
Good. Yeah.
And then she just is all shocked and looks at him and goes, You're a wise man.
You're very strange, but,
But wise. Yeah, and he's looking around like, hey, no one's ever said that about me
Right.
before.
Don't be the dog, be the walker.
Yeah. I like that guy.
Yeah, he's funny. And he sounded good. I mean, like you could understand
his
him.
Gravelly.
Right. He
tone
wasn't
was
as
gone.
gravelly as like when he was on Saturday Night Live doing the news. Like you couldn't even understand him half the time, you know.
Yeah, he's a decent entertainer, that's for sure.
Yeah, he
And
was
he's got
good.
those great Broadway shows out that he's got another one coming out, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he did that first one. What the heck was it called? Caveman or something? God, I think so. I hope I'm not mixing him up with somebody else, but it was sort of like a history thing. He
Right.
takes you through history. I think he's doing another one.
Oh yeah, I like him. He's good. That was I was surprised to see him on there because I watch all those shows. The season's done now. God, they go by so fast.
It's already done. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's done. There's like
13 episodes.
it's got to be less than that.
I think it's 13.
There's no way.
Oh, you know what? You're right. 9.
Yeah, 9.
It was 9. I'm trying to think of what the count was because I had them in my queue.
Yeah, it was only 9 because it started after the new year.
Yeah. Talented girl.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she deserves all the credit she can get.
Yeah,
Lena Dunham. It's written really well.
All of them are great. I mean, they're all big. They've all been on all the talk shows. They're all really good.
Brian Williams' daughter.
Yeah, it's a great. Now the other
I
funny.
just found out though that she wasn't actually in the show. She just said she was in the show.
Which one is that?
Now I'm just, the crowd on the other side of these mics are going to laugh at that joke. Brian Williams' daughter.
Oh,
Brian.
okay, I get it.
Jeez, wake up!
I
You haven't done the show in a while.
I don't follow this fucking news stuff. God, there's nothing more.
You got to sharpen up your skills, Wilson.
The other good one is starting this Sunday, I think. Maybe not. Maybe tomorrow.
What are you talking about, Game of Thrones or something?
The Silicon Valley.
Yeah,
that
great.
starts up. That starts up this week, I think.
Which one of you guys used my conditioner?
Which
Yeah,
one?
that's one of the best characters on TV.
So, the guy is so funny.
Yeah, he was
Ehrlich,
on,
right? That's what he's called on the show. Ehrlich.
He was on a show called Carpoolers, and that's where Jerry Minor was on
Right.
that show too. But he played the grown-up son living in the house with his parents, and his real name was Marmaduke.
Oh, yeah, on the show.
And he was hilarious on that
Yeah.
show, being the grown-up slacker.
I mean, I looked and he had little bits in lots of movies. And if you go back and
He's the
find
guy that
those,
held the camera in that big disaster dinosaur takes over New York movie. Not Godzilla, but that other one that they made from the point of view of the guy carrying the camera. Chronicle or something like that.
oh, really?
Yeah, they did. The whole movie was like someone was holding this camera that was
Like
doing
Blair Witch Project?
yeah,
kind
that
of thing?
was doing a party. Like in New York, there was this party in someone's place, and at the end of the thing, he just turns the camera on himself for a second. It's him, and he was the one basically narrating the entire movie.
Oh, really?
But nobody really knew because he was playing such a straight, normal part.
Right. He's had a lot. If you go back and look at all his little parts before he got big, he's one of those guys that his part shines, even though it like might have only been one scene. It's
He's
what
a
you remember.
Scene thief. He steals the scene for everything.
He was in with Keira Knightley and Jim Carell.
I'm Keira Knightley. Throwback to our other show.
Searching for a friend for the end of the world.
Yeah.
He was a waiter at a restaurant, and he was just fucking hilarious. He was only on screen for maybe 6 minutes, and he stole it away. He was only in the first eighth of the movie of Transformers 4.
Yeah.
And he was freaking hilarious.
Yeah.
You wouldn't watch them. I mean, for me, it kept me interested because I wanted to see him again because it wasn't as great with Wahlberg,
Right. That's the reaction I got when I was on Beat the Champ. I stole every scene, and
You did. You did. They pixelated your face because there were guidelines on TV back then.
yeah, it's back in 1975
Right.
or whatever the hell it was, 77, I think. Sorry, people in the audience. I was making a joke because I was on a bowling show when I was a kid.
He's got a
when I
butt
was-
face. We can't show a butt. It's the 70s.
You just said I had a butt face.
They pixelated your face out.
People are going to start imagining what my face looks like now. Thanks,
Oh,
Ryan.
man. Oh, man.
Right.
We're staying behind the mic.
Yes. I've got a face for radio.
That's right.
But hey, you know what? Speaking of how horrible I am, you know what I'm getting for Easter? Because we used to get Easter presents when I was a kid. Did you ever get Easter presents?
Well, yeah. What the fuck? What am I, an orphan? Yes, of course.
Well, I don't know if
did.
everybody did that. We had like one present each for Easter. I don't know what you guys did, but we had like one each when I was a kid. This year for Easter, I get a new tooth.
Your mom's buying you a tooth?
My mom's buying me a tooth. I'm buying me a tooth.
Oh,
This freaking one that makes me talk shitty is coming out tomorrow,
wow.
and I get to put a new tooth in.
Man, oh,
Just
man.
one, everybody. I don't have a full set of dentures or anything, but I got to get this one tooth out of my head.
Next Easter, get yourself a new face.
I should try that. Yeah. How much do you
Face
think one of
off.
those cost?
Face off.
I remember I used to tell these little kids when they saw me, they go, "What? You're bald. What happened to your hair?" And
Same thing is going to happen to yours.
I would tell them that I had my head cut off in an accident, and that I saved my money for 2 years until I could afford to buy this old used bald head. And they looked at me, and they were very confused.
Yeah, you think?
But I love telling little kids that.
No, I don't get anything anymore. My mom gives me a little card with a couple bucks in it, but now everything goes to Jordan. Matter of fact, like I said, that's what I'm doing as soon as we're done with this. I got to get all Jordans.
Now my two kids are going to want presents. Now I said that, I blew it.
I still
'Cause we don't give them presents right now.
I still get her the big basket, and I still hide eggs with money in all over the house
I
for
think
her.
we got Easter candy for them.
And she's 20. Yeah, basket with candy and some presents, and then
What do you think happened to my
eggs.
tooth?
Yeah, just teeth in each one. Save them. You're gonna need them. Then eggs with money, and she's 20, and still wants that. So
I remember when I was a kid, and my brother Herb got a skateboard, and I got a cassette tape recorder, and I got screamed at because it was 5:00 in the morning, and I'm probably 8 years old, and I wake up and I keep thinking I'm hearing him skateboarding outside on the sidewalk. And so I get out the tape recorder and I'm going, hello, playing it back. I'm just doing this recording. And then my dad comes in and goes, what are you doing? And I go, well, Herbie's out skateboarding. And they're like, no, he's not. It's 5 a.m. It's raining outside. And I thought the sound of the rain was the skateboard wheels. My dad's like, what the hell are you
doing, you idiot?
I know. And I guess I'm still playing with tape recorders.
I guess. Jesus, that's funny.
I was convinced it was him out there.
Oh my God, I never heard that one.
Yeah, there it was, me being stupid again. So let's see. Let's recap. I'm ugly and I'm stupid.
Man, oh man.
Sounds like I'm at home with Lisa.
Middle of the night. I
You're
can just see
stupid,
your
you're
dad.
dumb, and you're
What
ugly.
are you doing? I got to get up for your dad. He got up early for work at Ford's.
Yeah,
He's
well-
probably ready to kill you.
He worked midnights, so he probably just got to bed. You know?
Oh, yeah, that's right. He wasn't always midnights, though, was he?
Nah, he spent the least amount of time on days. Mostly he was midnights, and then he did was it afternoons? Or was it, did they have a shift that went from like 3 a.m. until 11 a.m. or something? It seemed like he was always having to sleep in the day.
Yeah, because we didn't go to your house as much.
You don't want that bear waking up and screaming
Because
at you.
you had to be quiet because he was working, because he was sleeping. So most of the indoor stuff was at our house, or we were outside most of the time.
Yeah, we were anyway.
Yeah,
Because we had nothing to do inside of a house. What are you going to do inside of a house back in 1975?
there wasn't much to do.
Nothing.
There wasn't much.
No
to do.
video games. Barely any board games because
Right.
everybody's poor because it's the
Right.
70s.
I remember at your house thinking the myth was Herb used to tell you when you were little that there was a secret tunnel from his closet through your room into the basement or something like that.
I remember that one.
I remember thinking, oh wow, he's lucky. He's got a secret tunnel. A fucking idiot.
I remember the
fucking-
big rock that was at the corner of our driveway. It was at the end of
Right.
that patch of sidewalk.
Right.
You'd stop at that rock that we all thought there was this is really smart. We all thought that there was a hidden like German bunker from World War II under there.
Yeah.
Like if we just dug under the rock,
Right.
we'd get to the secret opening
Right.
and find the German bunker
Right.
that somehow appeared from Germany to Garden City, Michigan. Bunch of geniuses on Elmwood.
Jesus Christ. Oh, God. You know, speaking of that, I had a surprise visitor the other day.
Who was it? Pray tell.
He lived on our street.
Okay, there's a.
He went to school with me and your brother in our
Okay.
grade.
All right.
He was one of my friends that played with me and your brother through grade school. Lived right here on this block between
Oh, yeah, I don't know who that would be because that was
Tony Trout.
Tony Trout. I know the name well. Yes.
Do you remember?
I remember the name Tony Trout, but I didn't hang around with you guys and Tony. So.
Okay. Well, we didn't. For some, I don't know. I guess we parted ways.
Tony Trout. And it was really funny because Tony Trout lived on that end. And if you go down the other end of the street over by towards Merriman, you had the Birds, right? Was his name like David Bird and his brother?
Yeah, one of them was adopted.
Yeah.
The skinny one.
The skinny one was the adopted kid, but they were birds. So we had trout on one end and birds on
Bird on the other. Yeah, surrounded by wildlife
Yes.
in Garden City.
Garden City.
And then there was also Turner on the corner of Dillon and Elmwood. And then Missy Robinson lived way down like the second house.
There was a girl?
Yeah.
We had so little amount of girls in our neighborhood. It was crazy.
She was in the burnout crowd, so we didn't hang around with them.
She stole your lunch money then?
Yeah, right.
What did Tony Trout have to say?
Well, he came in. I didn't fucking recognize him. I hadn't seen
How
this
could you?
guy in
Yeah.
like 10 years. You know.
Oh, you've seen him after. Okay.
Well, yeah, he had stopped by here not too long after I first moved here. The shop.
Hang on. Had the name wrong. Bird Coffer.
Berghofer. That was
Oh, wait. That was
Maplewood.
Bobby Berghofer.
Bobby, yeah, well, there was a Berghofer in me and Herb's grade too.
Okay. I'm getting all confused.
They were Maplewood and Whippy or Burnley.
So the bird people were still down the other end. All right. So
Yeah.
you haven't seen Tony
So
in 10 years.
this dude walks in with his kid who, hey, that's fine, but I'm betting that this kid was gay.
Would you kick him out of the store or something?
No, I served him. And I'll do anything for $1. So the guy comes in, and I'm doing my trophies. It's that runaround time, and you could just tell he was in. He didn't really have anything in his hands, and he was just standing there looking at me like he was going to talk. Well, I ain't fucking got time for this. So I said, "What can I do for you, brother?" And Kono was here too, my buddy Kono.
Yes.
And he said, "You don't recognize me, do you?" I went, "Nope." And he said, "Well, I came in after all these years to see if I was still better looking than you." I go, "Nope, you lost that bet too. Strike two." I still don't know who he is.
He must have really looked bad.
I still don't know. Oh, yeah, the guy that looked like he was dying. I pointed him to Santu and Son, the funeral home. It's 2 lefts. You'll be right there. I still didn't know who he was. And he said, "I used to be one of your best friends in grade school." And I'm like, I had no friends. I still don't know who you are.
You're a friendly shopkeeper.
Yeah. And he goes, "Tony Trout." I went, "Holy fuck. Tony Trout." And he said, he goes to his kid. His kid was probably 16, 17, something like that.
That's why you said, holy fuck.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. I would have said it anyways. And he goes, "Oh my God." He goes, "Look at this. When we were little, good little Ryan, if he would have said something like that, his mom would have been out there whooping us." And I went, "You haven't talked to her lately, have you?"
Yeah, right.
I said,
Swears worse than anybody else.
Yeah. She's different now. I said, that was all an act.
George Carlin was offended by her.
Yeah, right. So we gabbed back and forth for a little bit. I thought that was going to be it. This is the problem with seeing people that I haven't seen in a million years.
You still don't like him.
Well, yeah, I don't like anybody, but you got to go through all the questions.
Okay, yeah. The rundown.
The rundown.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, how's the wife? What was her name? Paulette? Paula? She was gorgeous. How's she doing? She's gone.
Oh, she died? No, she's just gone.
Oh, sorry. Yep, she left 4 years ago. Oh, man, sorry to hear about that. Talk for a little bit, and he's like, How's your brother? Is he still playing sports and doing all that stuff? Nope. He's died 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm like, you going to get the hint to stop fucking asking me questions?
Everything ends in disaster with me. You should know that. Don't ask me anything.
Let me answer them all right now, Tony, before you even ask them. No, dead, yes, no, gone, ran away, stole my money, gone, no. There you go. There's the 10 questions. Don't even have to ask them.
Just tell him to listen to the show because he's really going to love this. Yeah.
So that was that. So we talked about old neighborhood people. Now, he didn't remember. He only remembered Herb's name. I'm like, what the fuck, man? We were in the same grade for 10, 11 grades. How do you not know Herb?
Oh, he didn't remember anything about him but his name, huh? Mm-mm. Forgetful guy.
He didn't know anyone down on our end at all. I mean, I remembered that he lived like the third or fourth house off the street here, and he had 5 sisters.
Yeah.
Who I never remember seeing.
I didn't remember hearing about any of them. So.
And but he didn't know any of our group that we actually hung around and played with. The Falks, the Rosses, the Sullivans, the Kinds. He didn't remember any of them. I'm like, what the fuck, man?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I didn't remember him. I remember the name, but of course it's a weird name. So, not that it's a weird name. It's just an odd name for a human.
It's weird because I don't remember him past grade school, yet he went to our school all the way.
You guys just ignored him from 7th grade on.
You know, where the hell were you? What happened?
The mystery of the missing Tony Trout.
The missing trout.
Well, trout are hard to catch.
He did remember the one girl that lived in between us. Her name was Cindy Ryan.
I don't know that one either.
That she was like the 4th house east of Henry Ruff on my mom's side.
Was she part of the burnouts that I caught bees
Yes.
in jars for, and they would blow pot smoke into the jar of bees to watch them buzz around in circles?
Yeah, she had long red hair. She's still around. I see her at Kroger's every once in a while.
I remember that burnout
Hasn't
house.
changed a bit. Fucking, and I'm talking, that's not a compliment.
Batting 100 today. Or 500. Oh, well, how dumb am I? Anyway,
Batting 1,000,
Batting
Dick.
1,000, yeah. God damn, Jerry. Catch up. Catch up.
And I'm
stupid.
the one not keeping up with fucking shit.
Let's go find the German bunker.
Jesus. So, yeah, he stopped in, asked all those questions, realized that he should stop asking them, and he did. And then we talked about, neighborhood kids. He didn't know any of them. And
What a refreshing visit from Tony.
and off he went.
It was so nostalgic.
He was
we both knew
telling me
nothing.
stories about his family. I'm like, what the fuck, man? I don't remember you
Uncle
past
Carl.
the 6th grade, much less, So, well, yeah, because when I told him that.
What if he's telling you fake stories? Like, and then me and Chip went over to with Uncle Charlie to get some ice cream.
No,
hey, Tony, that's my 3 sons. That's not your life.
Well, when I started, like, walking in the back and, like, like I sat down and just started engraving anyways, is when after I told him that, Paula and me, got divorced, she left and whatnot.
Yeah.
Then he went into his, my first word, this is what I did. And you know what? Go fuck yourself. I don't care what you did.
God, I hope he listens to the show. I don't care what you did. Of course, you didn't tell him about this probably, so that's too bad. I'm going to have to find him on Facebook.
I looked. He's not on there.
Link him to the show.
No, I'm not, unless he's under the species name of trout, Troutus fishes ruptus or something like that. I don't know. He might be under
right.
that.
The genus species name of whatever that is. We could title the show so we could find it. We could say, this is the show where we don't care what Tony Trout says.
No one will listen to that. But I looked under both. I looked under Tony and Anthony. I didn't see him.
I figure,
he
fuck
lives
it.
out of state now, so.
We say anything we want to. We get a
fuck
lawsuit
yeah,
out of
I
it. We'll get a lot of publicity with a lawsuit.
Please. The guy already asked me every question. He knows that there's nothing to sue me for. So,
That pencil sharpener from 1931. Might be able to get that.
yeah. So
Because someone still uses pencils.
I do, grease pencils for the bowling balls.
I'm just joking. Come on.
But I did look for him on Facebook, and I didn't find him. So
Tony Trout. He was so vague. He didn't even make the shirts that I did for your roast.
that's right. That's right.
Everybody else made it.
Who matter of fact? Oh yeah, because God, It's really funny because we were talking about people. He says, like, oh, do you see anyone from school? I'm like, yeah, I still talk a lot to, Don and Rick Griffith, and who graduated with us. They met in high school. They've been married 30 years, one of those storybook couples and all that. It's like, yeah, Rick Griffith, he lived right here on Balmoral. Nope, he didn't. He lived on James. No, he was here on Balmoral. No, he wasn't. He was on James next to Dana Hool. You know how I know that? Because we broke Dana Hool's arm and had to drag him by Rick Griffith's house, and he came out. Yes, I know this. What are you fucking telling me for? I know this stuff. Well, who was here on Balmoral? And I listed like everyone that lived on Balmoral. Dave Waldowski, Joe Robinson, Rick Craw. Oh, yeah, Rick Craw. That's what I was thinking of. Fuck. Get your facts straight. Come see me in another 10 years, Dick.
You didn't know. He had no idea. He was just trying to cover his ass. For the listeners who have no idea who these people are, he's supposed to just put it in your mind that you have friends like this too. Because everybody's met somebody that they knew 100 years ago. I went to a high school reunion one time.
Really? Did you?
Yes. One of them.
Pushing the boundaries.
Yes, I did. I was daring. I went there. And I'm standing at the bar, and this guy starts telling me all these great stories and how it's great to see me. And I have no idea who the guy is. Remember that? We skipped lunch like for a whole month. Or we skipped out on class and went to long lunch for like a whole month. And I'm thinking, that's probably true, but how do I not remember you at all?
Right.
And I finally just had to break down and go, I don't know who you are.
That's always a conversation halter.
He looked so dejected, like I was supposed to remember all those great times that we had together. And I was thinking to myself, this is the guy that we talked about way back towards the first show, remember? Where
I forgot him already.
Somebody in the fictional character, like somebody in your life,
right,
thinks that you're like their best friend.
Right.
But you couldn't give a shit about that person. Right. That's what that guy was. He had all these memories.
Do you remember?
I don't remember.
You forgot him again already.
I forgot him again. Yeah.
Okay.
But I felt bad for a little bit. But this guy had all these golden memories of how me and him hung out all the time.
Wow.
And I'm like, I don't remember you at all. And I wasn't doing drugs or anything.
Right.
I wasn't drinking during school. None of that shit.
I guess the only way to look at it would be, I had so many good times.
Maybe it was
that
Tony
yours
Trout.
didn't even make the fucking list.
Yeah, right. Or it was Tony Trout.
It could have been him.
Yeah, I had no idea. What if it was? It'd be hilarious. He bounced into my ear.
That's awful.
But everybody's got that. Everybody runs into these people.
Right.
And the worst, what do you probably have a system too, where a way of trying to get their names.
Oh, yeah.
So everybody does that too. When you're at some sort of a business meeting, not meeting, but like a party, Christmas party for your business, somebody comes in, they know your name.
Yeah, my way is usually trying to talk and get some other people that they remember in the story or the happenings. Yeah. Because then that jogs my memory of the group.
I'm worse than that. This is what I do. I introduce somebody else to that person and stand there and wait for them to introduce themselves to the new person. That's my whole deal. Right. I'm giving away the giant secret to my life, but because I'll do that. Ryan, this is Ryan Wilson here, and then I stop.
Right.
And then the guy goes, "I'm Tony Trout. Nice to meet you."
A lot of the high school people that I see, like over at Villa or at Kroger's or whatever, they remember me. So what I'm guessing is, obviously my face hasn't changed that much. Not that it was great to begin with. I'm just saying it hasn't changed. Bad is the same bad. Good is the same good. What I'm saying is it hasn't changed that much.
You've got the same mediocre face.
have changed drastically. Like they don't look at all like I remember them facial wise. Yeah. But when I went to my last class reunion, it was almost all people that I remembered, like that still looked the same, but not this dude.
No. Well, you've got a lot of character in your face. Frankenstein, Dracula, Wolfman.
Bugs Bunny.
Well, there you go, Ryan.
Yeah, that was it.
We talked about a lot of stuff today. And I hope we didn't waste anybody else's time but our own. But what should we title this one? We got to put something in there about the gay bakeries or the gay Indiana law.
Nah.
Well, that way people listen to it.
I don't think that works.
No?
I don't think it works at all. I mean, I don't know.
What if we put in there Tony Trout is gay?
No, we don't want to do that.
No, we don't want
at
to mix
all.
up topics.
We
No.
don't want to do that at all. No, because I don't want him to come back.
How could you just dislike your
I'm
old
not. I'm just
best
kidding.
friend?
I'm just kidding.
What did we talk about? We talked about Easter. We talked about the gay thing. We talked about strangers. How about strangers at Easter are always gay?
How about just Ryan, Jerry, ... gay? Question mark, question mark, question mark.
Why?
I don't fucking know.
That's what a
the hell,
blogger-
why are any of your titles?
That's what a blogger would have to write about us to try and have
No one's
people.
blogging about us. No one's talking about us.
I didn't
That's-
say
you were going to
someone
say.
is. I said that's what would happen.
Well, that's no better. That's no worse than any of the things you just listed off.
See, we always get a lot of listenership when we have an explosive title that makes people wonder. So, we can't just put "We're back" on there.
No one gives. Yeah,
Back at the shop.
can't do that. No one gives.
So you got to put something in there that makes people listen. I'll figure it out. You'll be surprised by it, and you'll be so happy.
You'll tell me about it next week, right?
And it's got to fit in those rules for advertising too. So if we want to do any of the social media advertising, we can't put anything that's going to make them go, I can't. No, you can't put this out on your page. So you can't use any bad language. Like when we did the Geraldo Rivera as a dick or whatever we put on there. Geraldo
No,
Rivera is a horrible human being.
Yeah, right. You fucked
Still,
that
they didn't.
one up.
They didn't want to do that one. They held
Yeah.
it. They held on to that one for like
That was
72
too much.
hours.
That was just over the top. That was wrong.
Should we?
Shouldn't do that.
They were probably fighting over who had to listen to the show to find out what was said. You listen to. I'm not fucking listening to that mess. And Geraldo is a horrible human being.
Right. We all watched The Apprentice.
We all know what's wrong. Pass him through.
You'd think they would have gave us free advertising.
Well, I'll figure it out.
Finally, two guys are telling it like it is.
Yeah, we should hit the top of the charts for that one.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, everybody share this. Write back with your comments. Maybe we stirred up enough shit about the gay stuff to have you write back in on the page and have a little fight with Ryan about it or something. Because no one fights with me. I'm always right.
What did I didn't say anything wrong.
I just figured you have to be
against
wrong.
it.
But you're you. If anybody's
Yeah,
going to
true.
fight with somebody around here, they're going to fight with you because.
All right. Well,
because
let me just
'cause
preempt.
you have the worst luck.
Then let me just get the first line in. Go fuck yourself then if you don't like it.
I'm treating everybody like Tony Trout today. All right, everybody. Thank you, and we'll see you next week.
Later, guys.